It's Friday. Hopefully we will make it through today's video with a minimum of floor squeaking and screaming.
Because they're home from school today.
They are. They are home from school today for parent-teacher conferences.
Yep. Done.
Done. So anyway, we're here. You'll be happy. For those of you who are not interested in MG stuff, you'll be glad to know that there's basically almost no MG content in today's video. None. I think there's one question, but it will be all the way at the end, but that's it.
Okay.
I haven't been able to do anything on the MG because we're in a holding pattern for me to order the 5 billion parts I need for that thing. So I haven't ordered anything, so I haven't done anything. And that's it.
Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about. I'm so sorry.
Well, what about the first question? You made me
know.
print it out special.
Oh, yes, I guess. Okay, but you were supposed to... Oh, wait, let's at least wrist check.
Oh, yeah. We should wrist check. Anybody who follows my Instagram will know what I'm wearing right now, but you go first.
I'm wearing what I already wore.
Are you? And you're sure you're happy with the loom color on this?
Yes.
Oh, okay. She's wearing the 6105 8009 Resist, which...
It's kind of like replaced my sub.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great watch. I mean, and according to user Start Something, who did the case-back study, corrected me, and that these 8009 proofs, 6105, 8009 proofs, those are the rarest, and that's what this is. It's had service. It has a service crown, a later 6105 8110 crown, but it's a really nice watch. It's original, except for the loom, which was destroyed. And I loomed it, and it's a little more gray than I normally would do. It was kind of accidental, but she likes it.
I like it.
And me, I'm wearing my Benrus Class 2 watch. Which is a genuine U.S. military issue dive watch. They're super duper collectible. There's this one, and it has fixed lugs, and so I've been playing with working on a prototype leather strap, because sometimes I get tired of wearing a cloth one-piece strap, and so I have all this like old World War II era like helmet stuff back from when I used to do World War II stuff, and so like this, the leather is sheepskin. And all the parts they're from, it's like a Swedish leather, like 70-year-old Swedish leather, and then helmet chin strap parts. And I just put it together from junk, but it was an amazing amount of work. But it's a beautiful watch, and I'm happy with the strap. But it's only a prototype, and it's still a work in progress. But I'm gonna do a whole thing. Actually, hopefully, I found a guy who's a surgeon in somewhere in the Midwest, but he makes watch straps in his spare time, and his work is really good. So I'm going to see about maybe adding trying to get him to make some straps to the specs I'm looking for. So because I'd like to add some nice products to the website. Anyway, but it's very comfortable, even though the leather's really thin. I'm very happy with how it looks. I think it's neat. Where'd my crap go?
It was in my way.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Or are you going to talk about it now, or is it part of a question?
It's in answer to a question.
Oh, all right. So I'll start. I got a question. I never get questions.
It's true.
Hi, Sabrina. I'm about to turn 50, and I am getting braces. I was given a few color choices, but I can't decide if any are better than plain silver, and silver is as braces as you can get. They have black, blue, green, and red. If you were just getting yours on now, would you choose blue again? Thanks, Forbin. You get to change them every single time.
Is he talking about the metal? The metal is always silver.
No, the colors.
Well, because those are the braces. Those are the rubber bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you change them all the time,
You can
right?
get them changed every time, or you can get them the same, or you can get clear, difficult. I'm surprised they only have those few colors. At my orthodontist, they have a giant rainbow circle of colors.
Yeah, so like you could get your team colors and stuff.
Yes.
Wow.
But I only ever get one. Only one time I got purple and red because Willow wanted me to. But otherwise, now I only get one color. I'm not going to get Halloween colors next time I go.
You're not?
No.
Or Broncos colors.
Did you see how badly they lost? I saw it when I was at the gym.
Yeah. And Troy Aikman, who's calling the game, was just like, it's basically, this is the worst offense. He said, this is the worst offense I can ever remember seeing. And Joe Flacco, I looked at, and Joe Flacco could not have cared less.
Wow.
it's I don't know why. Elway's starting to get some real. People are really starting to say maybe he just happened to get stupid lucky with Peyton Manning.
I think he did.
I mean, he did a lot of other stuff when he brought in, Wade Phillips and Kubiak and all that stuff back in the day. But, we've traded away a lot of players. Our middle linebacker was great, and that's what Von depended on. And it's just ridiculous.
There we go, talking about football. Woo, America. Okay.
Yep.
Now on to other things. From James Smith, Sabrina is lovely when she's strict.
That's why I married her.
I have a temper, but I'm working on it. Am I getting better?
Yeah, of course. I always feel badly though. I mean, she comes from a family of screamers and plate throwers, and I'm just this cold-blooded Yankee, and we just sit in our cold gray marsh and like Shrek, but without any passion, and so she's sort of trapped in this situation where she's.
I don't want to throw plates at you.
Well, they're also you like our plates.
I do.
I don't know. Anyway, she never gets a chance to really let loose, I guess.
What? I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you... I'm trying to not get angry.
She never gets to get fully, truly...
Stop it! It's mean!
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. You're
Soul-clearingly angry.
You're being mean to me right now.
Am I? I'm so sorry.
I'm sure you are.
That's what you want. It's Friday.
Yes. From Rick Riviera. Spencer, please let me know if you're having trouble and can't pay right now. We'll work with you. Sabrina, you have to pay. I'm a human and I want money. I need to have my money happen.
I guess my problem is that the whole thing of getting a watch restored by somebody is you want it all to be positive. You don't want to. I don't ever want somebody to get their watch back and be like, God damn, the end of this sucked, because then it will, pull the joy out of the experience for you. I don't want there to be any negatives attached to it. I mean, and money comes and money goes, and what's money? Who cares? Money comes.
Money is the house.
I know, but it's like it's just one of those things, and so I try to be understanding.
I'm ready to take someone's knees out.
It's just I want the whole watch restoration process thing to be a net positive for people. I don't want to be there. I don't want to take somebody's thumbs. I just want people to be happy, and I want them to appreciate what I've done for them and to be happy. So every time they look at their watch, they're like, I made the right choice. I made the right decision. And I'm happy that this went the way that it went, because it increases their enjoyment of the watch down the road. But, practical things aside, practical things take center stage, and we've got to get it done.
They've got to get it done. You get it done.
I try to get it done. Anyway.
From Tim Lara, the world would be a better place if politics were replaced with cats. Yes.
Yeah, because my cat's asleep.
This morning, when I was pulling in, she was in the front yard, and she's like, oh my God, what is that? And ran away. Thankfully, ran away.
I don't know what she's thinking. Okay. No, we're not expecting anything.
Okay. A FedEx just drove by. That's what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
From Marcello Dietrich, happy Friday. I hope all is well. I know Sabrina has said she doesn't like the 62 MAS because of the larger crown, but what about the small crown version? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know what they look like. I know what the one looks like.
Right. Well, no, the very first iteration of the 62 MASs were the small crown, and literally instead of having the diver crown, which is the same size as the crown on your watch, it was like a third smaller. I've never seen one personally. I've never seen one. And with the exorbitant values of the 62 MASs, I can't imagine I ever will. Though I would like to. It'd be nice to see what size that crown is.
I wish you told me. I would have looked at pictures.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She's never liked that. She likes this one because the crown is nestled into the case, and so it's not really.
I'm traumatized from a watch I have, and the crown cut up my hand.
And then got lost in a parking lot.
I did?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
No.
Am I confusing it with
the Vietnam watch?
Right, the Vietnam watch.
Wow.
Remember, because the original crown was lost, and so I put a Seiko crown on it, a vintage one. But that is the kind of watch that has the two-piece snap-together stem. So, because it's a one-piece case, and you have to be able to pop the crown off, and if you bump it, you bonked it, you came home from King Soopers, and the crown was missing, and so I put a smaller
remember.
crown on it.
I don't remember that at all. Could you please do a yesterday's watch review today of both the 70-meter skin divers and the Navigator Timer GMTs?
Sure, I'd love to. I have a beautiful Navigator timer. I have a number of the GMTs that are sitting here. They used to be super hot, and then they've kind of like pulled back in value. The 70-meter skin divers, that's like the 70-meter sport diver watches, of which this is one. It's this whole line of watches. Seiko put out a ton of them. Both Sua and Daini put out their own 70-meter sport dive watches in the late 60s, but there's a ton of them. The problem is that I don't, while I've owned damn near every single one of them, I don't anymore. So it'd be hard for me to do a review on them because they're not around. I could do a yesterday's watch review today on this. It's a 6106, 7107. I mean, they're cool watches. I'm amazed these things are as affordable as they are, because these were getting super hot for a while, and then people just forgot about them. It's weird. Maybe a new generation will power them up again.
3, I love the logo on your business cards. Are there any plans for hats and or t-shirts with the logo? That's your deal.
No, I absolutely 100%. I just haven't.
I want a mug.
I literally haven't made time to do the research. I'm sure there are companies, third-party companies, that will make them, and we can just set it up rather than having to make 55 shirts and have them here to ship out ourselves. Absolutely. I love the logo, too. It was really well done by one of our watchers. He did it for us in his spare time. And I like everything, I haven't made the time to do it. There's all kinds of things that we could do that I'd like to do, and I just haven't made the time. I need a sidekick.
I'm your sidekick.
You are my sidekick.
But I don't do those things.
I understand that. We have enough going on right now.
Yes. Okay, so I'm confused.
We need an office gopher.
You didn't put a space in between, and I don't know when this person's...
No. This is all Marcello Dietrich. I think this is a font substitution. So this is still Marcello Dietrich.
Okay. As a card nut, I'm loving the MGB content as well. Keep doing what you're doing. You are appreciated. I hope you have a fun and safe weekend.
I'm really looking... Sorry that I guess I just screwed up. I promised people there wouldn't be MG content till the end. I'm trying to figure it out how to do the MG videos. It's going to be real interesting. I tried to get the front passenger side wheel off, and I can get the rim to move, but like those things, it's a spline, so it slides on and off. Rusted solid. I even took a big old rubber mallet to it. Won't move at all. I'm gonna have to get a puller on it.
Okay. From Steve Chong. Hi, SNS. People always call us that. They were calling us that for as long as we've been together.
I know.
And then when Sadie was born, someone called us S cubed.
And then Willow was born.
And she's a W.
Mm-hmm.
I know. Okay, back in the 70s, one of my dad's friends' dinner guests, MGB GT, wouldn't start. It took a few moments to figure out the battery wasn't under the hood.
Mm-mm.
The owner bought the car for its looks and didn't know either. Good luck with yours. I was looking at getting one of the Seikomatic weekdaters with the day wheel display above the 6 o'clock marker. Mm-hmm. There seems to be 3 different movements for the day wheel. 400 movement with 33 joules, 6218 movement with 35 joules, 6206 movement with 26 joules. Would you recommend any one over the others?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yeah, that was sort of a common thing that Seiko did at that time, those sort of salaryman dress watches. But they had... Okay, I had to do a little bit of editing on that one because I ran away to go pick this thing out. In answer to your question, all of those movements they're good. They're all the same BPH. They're 18,000 BPH, so they're chuggers. But they're great movements. Like the 6206s, they're fully jeweled. They're really nice. But the crown jewel of those 3 that you're talking about is the 6218. Here they are right there. The Advantage 6218 is like super jeweled, and it has hacking, which is really nice. It's a beautiful watch. This one's unrestored, and I have it on the website, actually, unrestored for sale. They're super cool. I should take the time to restore this watch and actually wear it. They're lovely. I had one a long time ago, and I sold it for less than I should have. And I looked for a replacement for a long time, and I found out that these 6218s are hot. Like people are, I mean, not like crazy, like lose a mortgage payment hot, but people are really looking for them. Most of them seem to be for sale from Japan, but there it is. They're cool. It's a really elegant setup. So there you go. There's your answer.
From Michael G. Oh no, did I hear the manager voice?
I don't know. When
A tame version. When you were talking about that jerk talking about politics and screaming about the liberals, you got very serious. But that's a tame version of manager voice.
I haven't really leaned into hardcore telling somebody what time it is in a really long time.
No, in a really long time. But you were pretty annoyed.
It's been a really long time. Thank goodness.
Well, you haven't been a manager in a really long time.
That's true.
Yes. So you heard a mild version.
Distilled version.
Yes. Okay. Oops.
Watered down. Actually, the opposite of distilled. A watered down version. Distilled is made stronger.
Ah. Okay.
See, I've got to get my mind straight.
From Randy Allen. Spencer, sorry to hear that people are stiffing you for watch repairs after all the time and care you put into them.
Last week, everything changed.
Hope the situation turns around soon.
It did.
Maybe that's because we yelled at people.
Maybe.
Sounds like you've already made a lot of progress on the MG. Be patient. I have a 69 Norton Commando that I need to get on the road while I can still kick it over.
You have a 69 Norton Commando? Man, that was one of my dreams. Back when I was a motorcycle guy, I would have killed for a Norton. Whoa, that would have been just great. And not one of the modern ones, one of the old ones. I don't ride two wheels anymore. It's why there's an MG out there. I mean, because I was thinking about getting some project to work on, but it's got to be enclosed and it has to have four wheels. But boy, if I had a Norton, I would be. Of course, I look like a shaved bear on a toy tricycle if I was riding a motorcycle. But
I'm sorry. I'm looking to see if you have this one question on there or this one comment. Sorry, I'm not listening to you. You can talk.
I'm not really. Yeah, well, in the MG, yeah, I have to be patient because there's so much that needs to be done. I mean, the MG is in good condition, but it's sat in the woods for 30-something odd years. And so, like, all of the rubber is bad. And so it's like, you know, if I just got a tool to manually bleed my brakes to make it a one-person job, basically. All the slave and master cylinder, all that stuff has to be swapped out. All the flexible hoses have to be changed. The entire fuel system, all the fuel systems lines have to be changed out. I've got to flush the gas tank out. I have to rebuild the carbs. I have to relocate the battery back from where the jackass put it underneath the hood where it's not supposed to go. I have to put it back under the back seat where it is supposed to go. I've got to clean up the wiring. I have to redo the entire cooling system. All the vacuum advances is gone. The jerk ripped out a lot of the air manifolds and things like this to make room for the battery, which wasn't supposed to go up there. And it's a slow process. I really want to get it running, but it's gonna just take time, and it'll be fun to do it over time.
Okay, from Hack178, he said it's pronounced homage.
Homage.
Which made me, you didn't put the one thing of this person having a rant.
Oh, I didn't? Was I supposed to?
Yes, because I wanted to tell them something.
A
person had a rant. I don't know where the question is. It's fine. They had a rant about how Americans pronounce French things incorrectly.
But we're not French.
No, but I wanted to say what the river here is called.
Oh, well, okay, so this was a person who came on, he's like, I've never even watched your videos before. I don't know how he found us. And he just thought we were funny, but then that's what he talked about. So
Which is fine, I don't care.
So this area in the 1700s, in theory, the story goes, had French-Canadian trappers in this area, and they named the local river
The Poudre.
The Poudre. Because the name is called Cache-le-Poudre. And I'm no French speaker, but everybody here calls it the Poudre. It's the Poudre River.
Because Poudre School District.
Poudre School District. Poudre R1. Because these French trappers had a stash of blasting powder, and they called it that. But yeah, it's Poudre. Yeah, let's go fishing. Let's go tubing on the Poudre.
Okay. Okay, from Randy Novick. The second problem with people not paying the bills you send them is that I'm then tempted to buy even more watches from you. Grr, question for next week. Given the backlog of work, how do I get on the waiting list for when things open up again? P.S. Deposit not a problem. Always a pleasure to get a week's update. Happy pizza.
I was just talking about this on Instagram with a person that I speak to a lot, who's got 1 billion followers, but he and I chat regularly. I don't know what I'm going to do. We get new job inquiries literally every day, dozens every week, and there's no way that I'm going to be able to accept them all. Period. If I were a person of vision, I would get some kind of business loan and have the outbuilding made and hire some professionals to get a team in here so we could basically take in work and do all this stuff together. But I have no vision, so I'm not doing that. What I think we're going to do is literally some kind of online randomized
I liked my idea.
jar.
Yeah, no, having a hat and having names in a hat and me take it out and read the name.
Well, that's not a bad thing.
Because then people don't think that you just picked people because you wanted to do that job. To show people that we did the lottery.
Could we do literally the old school red raffle tickets?
I don't see why not.
Because then what I want to do is I want to make sure it's a transparent process that is fair to everybody. I either want to be able to accept everybody, which I can't do, or if I have to only take a few people in order to, 10 people a month, 10 jobs a month that I can do in the space. I don't even know that I can do 10 jobs in a month, but have a transparent process that is fair so that people don't feel like they're being neglected or passed over. And that's what I really want. I mean, those red raffle ticket thingies? I just don't quite know how we do that so that it would be fair. It is what it is. They're just numbers. There wouldn't
We
be
could have X amount in a hat beginning of the month.
Right. Could we get some kind of online number generator that would match the thingies? How would I do that?
I'm thinking of just doing it very basic.
Okay, well, I think basic is the thing. But we're going to have to do a random selection. Every single month, we're going to have a number of watches that are taken. And you have to send your watch in, and then I'll do an evaluation video of this select number of watches. And then at that point, I'll send you an estimate that requires 25% deposit. And then we'll go ahead so that hopefully every single month, I will burn through the jobs that are here. I'm not going to have what I have right now, which is 98 jobs in house. I'm not going to have that. It'll be every month will be new jobs. Will have an opportunity to come in and be done and go out. That's my goal.
Where was I? From Court Goodrow. Spencer, inquiring minds now want to know, or at least mine, what are helpful insights about installing a 6139A chronograph bridge? Thanks, love the vids.
Oh, well, that was actually just talking about one of the things that's funky about the 6139As is how the minute counter is set up. In the A's, the minute counter intermediate wheel is staked directly to the bridge. But the problem with that is that you have a huge amount of surface area for that gear, and they tend to bind up. And you'd be amazed, just a little bit of hanging up, just a little bit, and that sub-assembly stops functioning. In the B, they went to a thing where you basically have that intermediate wheel, but it's on two incredibly tiny pinions with very little resistance. So mostly what I was going to talk about was how to basically check the bridge of an A to make sure that you've got the right amount of resistance, basically as low as possible. And if you do have resistance, how you can make it better, basically. But that's almost the subject for an entire video by itself.
Matthew Brill. The hunt begins with the selling app program to notify me if one comes up for sale. Any other suggestions where to look is appreciated. Your enthusiasm for a clean design is contagious. I don't know what he's talking about.
Where's the question?
Right here.
Oh, he's talking about the SSA 003K, the slide rule watch. I did a yesterday's watch review on that one. You could look at Watch Recon. I have a recurring search set up on eBay to check to look for those, and they really don't come up very often. I think the one came up a few weeks ago, but it was the first one I'd seen in many months. They simply do not come up very often.
I'm getting hungry.
All right, yeah, me too.
We wanted to do this before Sadie's friend came over, but we didn't have lunch. So sorry if I'm shaky.
Do you need to go? Do you want me to get you a granola bar or something?
I can't eat a granola bar with my braces. Sad. That's the other thing with braces. From James Duffy, great video as always regarding the ignored and unappreciated vintage Seikos. I am in love with any models with the 6660 and 6810 movements, but the Seiko community at large seem unfamiliar with them. Both are manual wind. One is a workhorse and the other is a fanciest of fancy pants ultra thin movement. Have you had any experience servicing them?
No, and actually, thanks before you, I'd never heard of them. I'd never heard of them. And I was shocked. I went online and I looked, and I was shocked to find out that they're one of Seiko's oldest, longest produced movement families. I had no idea. They're fully mechanical, but they're like ultra thin, like super ultra, like incredibly thin, fully mechanical, high beat watches, fully jeweled. I've never seen them. I've never seen one in person. No one's ever inquired to send one in. I've never seen one listed. There's basically nothing listed on eBay. There's a few on eBay, but they're from overseas and they're incredibly expensive, like $1,200, $1,400, a lot of money. The movements look great. They're really small and super tight. And I'm amazed that Seiko has made them for so long that I've never seen one, that I've never heard about them. That I don't know anybody who collects them or wears them, but yet Seiko's been having them forever. So where are they being worn? Who's buying them? Why does Seiko keep making them? I mean, they discontinued the SKX 007, but they're making this, to me, obscure, complex, tightly manufactured movement that I've never heard of. I don't know. It's wacky. I want to know more about them. They're cool. So what are those movement numbers again? Everybody should look them up.
6660 and 6810.
So 6660 and 6810. Everybody go and Google that up and look at those movements because they're funky. I know basically nothing about them. All I know is from a Google search. I'm looking for one, so I want to find out more about them.
From Julie Hill, so glad you mentioned King Seiko. I recently picked up a KS 5626 7110 from 1971. Just stunning, crazy accurate, gorgeous sunburst style, grammar of design case, kanji date wheel, Suwa gold medallion on the case back, and brilliant value for money. Why these watches are ignored by collectors is staggering.
Yeah, I thought I had one down here to show you, but of course I didn't prep and I don't have one. They are amazing watches. They're amazing watches. I think the only thing that you could hit them on is that they're fairly small for today's tastes, but today's tastes are going towards smaller watches. They're extremely elegant and they have a beautiful movement. They have the gold medallion on the back, total grammar of design, lovely case designs, beautiful hands, lovely. I mean, they're everything you want in one of these watches. And they're like a super high class watch, and they're like $300. It blows my mind that they're so cheap. It's just wild. It's wild. They're beautiful watches. I have a really nice one I need to restore and have it, and I think it's actually in the box.
From Michael Sand, another great video. I really enjoy these weekly roundups, including all the car stuff, and I'm really enjoying the restoration videos Spencer's been doing lately. My question this week is, would you be willing to do a video showing how you jewel mainspring barrel arbor ports, including the tools you use and the proper technique to get the job done correctly? I'm trying to teach myself the art and science of watch repair, and since most of my collection runs to vintage Seiko divers, your content is easily among the most useful I've found anywhere online, but this critical restoration task eludes me. Thank you.
The first thing you want to do is you want to look online on eBay, unless you really want to buy new, but that's spendy. And you have to get a Zeitz jeweling tool. Zeitz is Seitz, the Swiss company, and this dude, Zeitz, is the guy who came up with the idea of friction fitting jewels and bushings. Previous to that, you think about the old pocket watches, which is that you would have a jewel set into the plate and held in place with screws. And he was like, well, let's see if we can stop that. So what he did is he came up with a system this entire system for adjusting jewels and everything, where everything is held in place literally as a friction fit, and it just sits where you put it. And these things have a micrometer adjustment on them with a lever, and you can move jewels up and down. But it also has an entire set of metric reamers to different sizes, standard sizes, 0.139, 0.159, 0.179, whatever. And then you ream it out, and you have the jewel of the right thing, and you drop it in. So first step is to, I'm sorry to say, invest in a Zeitz jeweler.
Mark Irvin, in a 2016 vid, wow, how do people remember these things?
I don't know. You know, we've got like 1,200 videos. I don't know how anybody finds anything.
You had a guy who was refinishing cases beautifully. Do you still have him doing this for you?
He vanished. He was in Missouri. He was a retiree. He and his wife lived up on top of the mountain, is what he always said. I haven't heard from him in, oh God, it's way more than a year. I don't know what happened to him. He just vanished. One day he just stopped talking. So I don't know if he got bored with it or went something else, or I don't know. I mean, I should look him up to try to poke him again, but his big thing was that I was hoping to set him up as like his own thing, to promote him as his own business and have people, you know, send him work. But he didn't want to do that. He only wanted to be a subcontractor for me. He didn't want to deal with customers at all, which I certainly understand. But I don't know. That just, we never had a meeting of the minds about that subject. And it added a lot of extra time and work for me to uncase a watch, mail off the case, wait for him to do the work, send it back, then do the job. It certainly could be done, sure. But it's, you know, one thing I don't have a lot of is time. And it just, I really wanted to set him up for himself and let him become his own success, because he was a genius, but he's gone. I don't know where he is. I'll poke him, see if I can get anything out of him.
Russell Martin, love the tiki.
Oh, yeah. So I have this. In 1959, my grandmother and her mother got tickets on the first, my grandfather bought it for them, on the first coast-to-coast jet flight on United Airlines. And it was like a big deal. And they went on it. So they flew the second leg from New York to Los Angeles. And my grandmother and my great-grandmother went. And when they were in Los Angeles, they went to a restaurant in Beverly Hills called The Luau. I wonder if the luau is still there. But she kept the menu. I don't know, and it's the usual thing. So they're like, you know, if you want, at that time, you know, that was kind of an exotic idea to have these like South Pacific things. Still a holdover from, you know, World War II and all the guys who were in the South Pacific. Coffee grog, it's on fire. How much was it? Let's see. You can get here's the price list in case you're thirsty. I'm trying to think. A lot of these I've never heard of before. A zombie is $1.95. That's a lot of money in 1959. Mm-hmm. Jeez, that's a lot of money.
Are you going to show the
I guess
picture of them?
I certainly can. So just for fun, this is the official picture of my grandmother and great-grandmother on board that 707 flight. And I've got everything. I've got like the drinks menu and the food menu, and the poet laureate Carl Sandburg was on board, and they got special cards as listing them as the Order of Jet Pioneers. There's the original official program, and anyway, I just happened to have that out, so it was good for a background.
From Nassim Al-Sheikh, sorry. Thank you so much for uploading these videos. I always learn something from you.
You should just talk about the watch videos. I'm glad that they're useful. It's not obviously showing everything when I do these restoration videos, and the point really is not to educate people so much about watch stuff, and that really isn't my goal, but it's mostly about transparency for the owners, so they get a sense of, again, being participatory in their restoration, which I think is important.
Tom Thompson, why is this one great? I have read a lot about these running fast.
That was a comment in a video about a Seiko 7002 diver. Mr. Thompson, you might be confusing it with what people are saying about the more modern 7S26C divers, like the more recent, like, 007s and stuff, those have a problem where they run quickly, and that's because they're having a problem with lubrication or possibly their balance. 7002s, they are rock solid. Rock solid. You service the 7002, it will be bulletproof. They are like the 7S26As. They're just amazing. They're amazing, amazing movements. So they're great. Don't worry about a 7002 if it's serviced properly.
From Annabelle Babylonia, I think you're right about the little improvements. I think Seiko.
This is about the reissue Arnie.
I think Seiko is going for a better improvement, and I kind of welcome that. I used to own the original one, and it was great for the times, but the new one seems a little better in terms of performance. I just ordered one after many years of hoping that Seiko would bring it back. After losing
After losing, I think he meant mine. He had an original Arnie.
mine during moving from house to house, I guess they heard our prayers. Can't wait to get one on my wrist. Thanks for the review.
They're great. The longer I own that Arnie, and again, thank you, Scott Smart. It is the longer I own it, the happier I am with it. It's everything. It fills the same niche as the original. It's extremely affordable. It's very user friendly. It's solidly made. It completely fills the promise of the original. That the original filled as well. Seiko did a fantastic job with it. I couldn't be happier with it. It's everything that's right about it. I'm super jacked.
Okay, last one from Julie Hill again. The joys of aftermarket parts. Tell me about it. The original steel on my 80s VW.
Oh, this is a question about the MG, by the way, not a watch.
Oh, Vanagon is top quality and over-engineered German vehicle. Chinese aftermarket parts are generally poor and bad fitting and cheap. Cheap for a reason and requiring extra work.
You are correct. The vast majority of the stuff I'm ordering for the MG, including the replacement floor pans and the replacement pan for underneath the spare tire, underneath the trunk, is all British heritage stuff. It's all handmade in the UK. And you can get like the generics. They make all kinds of different levels of, you can get like Chinese pops, Chinese stuff, lower quality stuff. But the highest dollar and the nicest ones are the British heritage ones. They're the correct thick grade of metal. They also have all of the fittings already in place. Like the bolt downs for the seats are already welded. Like if you get the Chinese ones, you have to like fit them and cut them, and none of the bolt downs for the seats are there. You have to sight them and then have them welded in.
I think that's true for just about anything. That's why our jewels aren't from China.
That's why our jewels aren't from China, or like they're another prominent supplier. His stuff is from India. Ours is from Switzerland. I mean, if you're going to do something, do it right. And those parts, in the grand scheme of things, they're not terribly expensive. And if I'm gonna go to the trouble of having the floors cut out and have new ones welded in, might as well do it with the nicest possible. So yeah, we're going with the British stuff. My cart from Moss Motors, which is co.uk, is pretty full of stuff. I'm just waiting for the time that we have enough money to get that going, and I'll get it going. But yeah, I want the car to be done right, and so we're going to do the right stuff with it. Though I am going to customize it a little.
That's totally fine.
Just in terms of the color of the interior and stuff like that. I'm not going to make it completely stock. If I was going to make it completely stock, it couldn't be that orange. They didn't come out with that orange color until, they called it Blaze Red. They didn't come out with that until 71.
So are you going to put flames on it?
No, I'm not going to put flames on it, but I'm not going to do that. I don't know. I thought about putting like Herbie racing stripes on it.
Okay.
Wouldn't that be neat?
Absolutely. I'm hungry. I can't think.
Okay, folks, I think we're done. Thank you so much. We have to eat lunch, and then Sadie has a guest coming over, and we got to get on with life. Mm-hmm. We got to do our stuff. Okay. Thank you so much, and you have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye.